Hey, everybody. I am so excited today to present my question that I've been struggling for a long, long time, and that is, are you a leader? I went to 2 business conferences this past couple of weeks, and the question kept coming up. Are you a leader? Are you a good leader? Do you want to become a leader? The word leader was probably mentioned 500 times. And it was so interesting to me to see how many real estate agents out of probably 400 or so in attendance did not believe that they were good leaders when you started talking to them, which got me thinking, did I believe that I'm a good leader? I mean, do I believe it? My answer today is probably a little bit different than it was maybe 5, 10, 15 years ago. And back then, I think I would have been in the same camp of the non-believers. But why? What changed for me in the past maybe 5 to 7 years? So it's important to answer this question for yourself so you can reach your maximum potential in life, right? By maybe helping others get over their limiting beliefs and their fears about calling themselves their fearless leader, right? And there's so much great information in our brain, and we should not have it cooped up for ourselves or maybe the small circle of people that's around us. So imagine if, like, the great leaders, I always think about this, the great leaders of yesterday, they never shared their thoughts or their stories, or they never wrote books for us to digest. And I love books. And so many people in my mind could have not benefited from that if they hadn't done that. So if more of us build up the confidence and started to step up to the plate and got over whatever fears we had about truly being the voice, right? The voice that we envision, the voice that we hear in our brain, in ourselves, if we truly stepped up and we had the courage to do it, I think that's a huge, huge benefit. So where did this belief come from, right? This belief. How do we start to convince ourselves that we're in fact these great leaders, and that now is the perfect time and perfect place to take action on the belief? If I had asked you, are you a great real estate agent? I think most of us would say yes, right? Yes, I'm a great real estate agent. So guess what? If you think you're a great real estate agent, then you're a great leader. And why do I say that? Because if you're helping buyers and sellers every single day make one of the most important financial decisions of their life, you're counseling them on their money, their money that they're going to spend on improvements, multiple investment decisions. In essence, your guidance is the leadership, right? So why do so many of us not identify as good leaders? So I think that when I talk to other agents, so many team leaders struggle, with this. They struggle to keep their agents on teams. And we see that challenge over and over and over again, this high turnover on teams. There's no commitment to one another. There's a lack of belief, maybe in the fearless leader or the process. We hear about it all the time in our masterminds. So I believe that my leadership skills have definitely grown through the years. So how did I do it? Maybe because my confidence as this great real estate agent started to grow through the years. So the more confident that I became in my craft, the more successful I became. And people instantly believed, well, you must be a great leader. I mean, you sell all these houses, right? And you have a couple of agents now on your team, right? Wrong. Inside, you feel like this complete failure. You don't know why people say this about you, and you shy away from every opportunity to speak in public because you're worried about judgment or not sounding confident, or maybe because on the back end, you have imposter syndrome, right? Your business is this hot mess express that you always seem to be stuck in this messy middle, as my good friend John Pugh would say. So for me, leadership is not something that someone just naturally is gifted with, because if it was, why do people have stacks and stacks of books on their desk that they keep going back to, right? I've got John Maxwell's laws, 21 irrefutable laws of leadership, or Zig Ziglar's top performance. You've got Seeking Wisdom by Darwin to Munger, Beyond Positive Thinking. I mean, the list goes on and on, guys. So, I wanted to go through the 10 points that I believe make people great leaders, why I feel they're important, because I think that, going to events like these, I've been to 2 amazing events in the last couple of weeks, one of them with John Cheplack, who's a great, great coach. They help me connect, right? They help me connect the pieces. They help those closest to my team. And then the people in our mastermind group all around the nation. I think there's like 750 of us now in the Freedom Builders group. So I hope this helps you possibly step up to the plate, take action, start helping the ones around you because they truly need it. So number one, and what makes a great leader is humility, vulnerability, transparency. That makes a great, great leader. Number two, knowing that you are not the most important one. It's when you show others that they are important that you become more important to have around. I love that point. I think that's amazing. Number three, to stay consistent, but know when change is necessary for growth. I can't tell you how many times I knew that change was inevitable. I knew that my team was going to, be upset about it, but I had to lead them in the right direction because I had to follow my gut. So number four, leaders are obsessed with helping people become the best versions of themselves. Number five, they have the belief that we all have the purpose, that we all have a purpose that we were born with, not just to, spend our lives trying to figure it out, but we had some special purpose, right? That is in there. So what is it? And I always talk about passion. If you woke up tomorrow and you had $50 million in the bank, so money was not the issue to go out and make, what would you do? What would you wake up tomorrow and do if it wasn't real estate, or if, would it be a dog grooming facility? Would it be owning a restaurant? Like, what would that be? Because that is the passion that you need to get to. Number six, leaders take responsibility, but they give recognition, right? They're not always taking all the credit. Number seven, leaders let you borrow their courage until you have your own. And I love that because there are so many people on my team or in my world around me, and they'll always say to me, oh, you're so confident. And, oh, I just love listening to you talk on the phone, or I just love, but the reality is they have all this in them and they're learning and they're growing. And it's up to me to believe in them until they believe in themselves. Number eight, leaders say they're sorry, right? And they stay accountable when they need to be. So I love that because I am the first to say, I suck at this. I'm sorry. Let's do it better. Or let's trash this. Let's start over. Number nine, leaders share their success and failures with others to show that they're not the only ones that have these issues, right? You're not alone. Everybody has doubts and worry and fears. And my husband, Kevin, always says, everybody's full of crap, from the highest CEOs of companies to Oprah to your neighbor next door. I mean, everyone has these vulnerabilities, these fears. And I think that is where, you need to tackle the most is fear. I think that is my challenge in life, was always facing those fears. And number 10, I put this in there because I saw a quote and it said, leaders believe fear is a liar. And so I have that on my phone now. Fear is a liar. Think about that. Fear is lying to you, right? It's when it says you can't do this, you're not good enough, you're too fat, you're too thin, you're too whatever. That fear of just taking the next step. So I hope this video has helped you learn why you need to become a better leader, why you should study leadership. It's not that you're born with it. It's a science, right? You can learn it. And so I'll leave you with this quote. Growth is painful. Change is painful, but nothing is as painful as staying stuck where you don't belong. And maybe you don't belong, and that was by Mandy Hale. Maybe you don't belong in the spot that you're in. So what are you going to do to change it? So if you know somebody that needs to see this video, that maybe this video is helpful, go ahead and send it to them. Like our page, if you would, I would be so grateful. And join our Facebook group. There's a link below that will help you join our Facebook group. And we're trying to put inspirational things in there every week. And we'd love for you to share your stories, introduce yourself, and just come into a community of people that are going to be real and raw, right? There's highly successful people joining the group every single day. And just know that you're not alone. So thanks for watching. Have an awesome day, and we'll hope to talk to you soon.